So that's how your father came to be the doctor. That's not so bad. That's actually very interesting. But now, what about Herobrine? Where did he come from, and why does he hate everything so much?
Well, you see, that's very interesting. Um, you see, the powers that my father let go after about, oh, I'd say a few centuries or whatever of it being away, the powers came back. But interestingly, the powers came back in the form of Herobrine. That's right. My powers is Herobrine. That's why Herobrine and my father, before my father ever regenerated, they looked like the same person, pretty much. Because Herobrine is a part of my father. Somehow his powers, I guess, gained sentience. I guess his powers were very angry at him for letting them go. They said that they were alone for a while. They were very angry. Now they wanted revenge. So, Herobrine decided that he was going to fight and destroy everything that my father created. And then when he was done with them, he was going to go out and destroy the other gods too. Of course, with them all being equal in power, that was probably going to be pretty difficult, but he was going to try and do it, no matter what. With my father being mortal, though, he wasn't able to really fight back against Herobrine. Luckily, the other gods came back, and they sealed Herobrine away. It was a fierce battle. There was lots of bloodshed. People died, universes exploded, collapsed, and all that stuff, but they did repair damage in the end. A day that was forgotten throughout time, except for the Doctor, the Master, and everybody else. Herobrine, everybody else forgot that this day happened. But they took Herobrine and sealed him away in his own universe, per se, because they couldn't really destroy him since they're all equal in power, pretty much. But combined, they were able to seal him away. Well, in that universe, he created beings of his own, creatures. Every creature that you see in this time period, every time we go on an adventure, you see a creature, monster, vampire, werewolf, mummy, I don't know, Wendigo, all of that is from Herobrine.
If his powers are Herobrine, and then the other gods sealed him away, how did he come back? And how did these creature start infesting the world?
Yes, that's the other part. I'm afraid that's my fault on that one. You see, after all that happened, more time has passed. At some point in time I was born. Me and my father fled Gallifrey and all that. We became separated at one point, and I ended up in a place called Oz. Completely different dimension than the normal universe. Or at least the one my father inhabits. And, well, I needed to find a way to get back to him. I would remember I was only a child, but then I grew up in Oz. Eventually I became an old man, kind of. I became what you would call an expert in that place. The Wizard of Oz, they called me. So I went along with it and donned that title. I'd create machines for the town and stuff to make them better, but while secretly making a machine to try and contact the doctor, my father. I wanted him to be able to find me because he searched throughout time to find me, but he wouldn't know that I was in a different dimension, trapped there. So I created a machine to open up a hole and open up a fracture that would pierce the dimension. No barrier to try and reach him. At least then he would know where I am. And then I would, because TARDISes aren't originally designed to travel through different universes, the fracture would stay open long enough for him to be able to come through and get me, bring me home. Unfortunately, there was a big side effect. One I'm ashamed to say really is my fault.
It's okay, dude. You can tell us what happened.
Well, there I was in Oz, creating the machine. Finally got it ready. And then I decided that now was the time, so I activated the machine. Well, there was an unknown side effect. It did open up a fracture, except it opened up fractures throughout all universes, not just the one that I wanted to get to. And since, well, the gods created all the universes, that hole would be dangerous, obviously. And they had all left, so somewhere, I don't know where they are, but yeah. When it opened up, it also opened up the prison that Herobrine was in as well. And all the creatures that he had created fell through, along with him. Yep, they all came through, but not just through the present day. It came throughout all of time and space. Basically, every creature that has existed since the beginning of time is here. In our universe, other universes, dimensions, TV shows, you name it. It's all because of me, because of that damn machine I created. If I had never did that, none of this would ever have happened. Something that I can't even change. If I change that, if I go back in time, try to stop that, history would probably collapse. Something I will always regret. I'm really sorry, guys. Look, I don't have better news for you. I told you the story was going to be long, complicated. And this is the other reason I didn't want to tell you, because I knew I'd have to tell you it's my fault. It's my fault all of this has happened. Herobrine is here because of me. It's here because my father created him accidentally. It's here because I let him free. Nobody, I don't even know if we can stop him. So yeah, I really don't know what to do.
Look, I seen you and your dad face so many monsters. We can do this together. We can beat Herobrine. I mean, you have a plan, don't you?
Yes, I have a plan. It's going to take a lot to get it accomplished, but I do have a plan. Well, thanks, Slash. You've always helped me whenever I needed you. And this, I think, gave me a good confidence boost. I'm glad I actually told you the story. Well, now you guys know how this all came to be. I guess the only thing I can do is try to beat him so we can undo the damage that's been caused. And then once he's beat, I'll continue doing what I always do. We'll go out, face monsters, and beat them one by one. So, are we all ready? I guess, let's get this started.